Friend for Bailey. Written by Bunny B03. Narrated by Darkness Tales. The night air is cool as I light up my Winston and take a long drag. It's a quiet night. I live out in the woods right off a stretch of highway between two interstate exits. There were constantly sounds of motorcycles, annoyingly loud car radio bass, and a train that's track is in the deep of my woods, in the backyard. Tonight, though, there wasn't much to hear. I sit on my patio chair and lean it back a little, listening to the crickets. It can get kinda lonely out here by myself. You don't get much company out in these parts, not even trick-or-treaters. I'd gotten a few roommates at one time or another after my wife Bailey got real sick, but none of them worked out. Cohabiting with me ain't always the easiest thing to live through. I'm set in my ways. I like things how I like them. I have a system, and it's always worked for me. My hearing ain't what it used to be, but I swear I can hear something going on down the road. Somebody screaming for help. Holy shit. It is. There's some poor gal just screaming her little head off out there. I flick my Winston into the blackness and shuffle inside to get my coat and shoes on. Might as well grab my gun while I'm at it. If that little girl's alone out there in the middle of the night screaming for help, it can't be a good situation. This I know to be true. By the time I get back out my front door, I see her stumbling into my yard, heading towards the driveway. Upon seeing me, her silhouette calls out breathlessly.
Thank God. I've been running for almost a mile now, begging for help. No one came out, and some people even turned their porch lights off altogether. My boyfriend, he got mad at me. He said he'd kill me. I
interrupt her, put my coat over her shoulders, and usher her towards the front porch. She's shaking like a leaf from cold and fear. There, honey, you try and calm down a minute. Please, why don't you come on in where it's safe? You can stay a little while till you can find someone to trust to take you home. This is a bad area to be running through after dark. Being between two interstate exits sends a lot of bad folk by this driveway. She shakily climbs the front porch steps. My eyes take a quick scan of the yard as I guide her through the front door, triple locking it behind me. I see nothing out of the ordinary when I look back. The front door barely closed when her face freezes with fear.
Was that a car door?
She rushes to the window and peeks out. It's okay, doll. That's just my cat jumping on the railing outside. Stormy's a big old gal. Makes an impression wherever she goes. Try to relax now a little bit. I'll close the blinds and curtains. No one will know that you're here. As long as you're in my house, that man can't hurt you. Name's Wallace Jedman. What can I call you? Her frame relaxes at the comfort of my words.
Mia. My name is Mia. Thank you so much for helping me, Wallace. I was starting to feel like I was invisible. No one was responding. No one responded for so long. So many houses ignored me.
Mia bites her lip as she tries to fend off another crying fit. Now, it's all right. Sit on down in the living room here and I'll get you some tea. We'll try to warm you up from the chill outside. It's colder than the witch's tongue out there. Do you have a phone, Mia? Have you called the police? Her efforts fail and she succumbs to her tears.
No. He has my phone. It has all my contacts on there, my banking information, my social media accounts. Oh God, the screen's not even locked. He has access to everything in there.
Well, that's all right. My cell phone's out of repair at the moment. My old dumb hands dropped it last week. I do have one of the old landlines in the kitchen. I'll call the police and give them the address and tell them what's going on. And tell me all the information you can about your boyfriend's car. Do you know the plate by chance? She gives me the information. I write it down and go into the kitchen. Fresh water is poured into the kettle to put the stove on for tea. Everyone microwaves theirs now. No one uses kettles anymore. Makes me sad. I pick up the phone, dial 3 numbers, and relay all the information Mia has given me. I realize my thumb from the phone bases button right before I say goodbye, assuring myself that the line was never connected. The water's ready for tea, and I prepare us both a cup, putting a little something extra in Mia's to help calm her nerves. She's a pretty girl. Bailey would never wear her hair as short as Mia's, but that's all right. We can grow it out. Here you go. I don't have the fancy lumps, but there's sugar in the bowl there. Sorry it's not something stronger. Coffee gives me jitters. As far as alcohol goes, I don't usually indulge. I have enough demons of my own without the help of the devil's drink. I set the tray down in front of Mia, whose expression has relaxed to an appreciative smile.
How long do you think it'll take before the police get out here? I'm scared he'll get too far away from the interstate and all. Could be 2 counties over before long.
Her smile fades as she asks this. I assure her it shouldn't be too much longer, maybe 30 minutes, knowing full well they won't be coming. She should be getting tired here in the next 15 minutes or so anyway. Her skin, those piercing green eyes, just like Bailey's. You just lie your head back, little darling. You've been through quite a bit this evening and deserve a quick rest. Following my suggestion, I watch her eyelids grow heavy as she lays there. Soon enough, she's out like a light. I'm strong for my age, fit like a bull. With that said and out of the way, I pick her up and carry her to the windowless spare room I have in the back. I haul her over to the bed and place her atop it, binding her hands. I make my retreat to prepare the basement, locking the door behind me so she can't escape. It's been a long time since we've had company. I want everything to be ready. The doors and windows are checked and secured. I'm about to make us both a sandwich when I hear scratching and tearing coming from the back of the house. There's only one room it could be from, the one I've put Mia in. The head of lettuce I'm holding up drops to the floor as I hastily make my way to investigate. Upon entering the room, I see there's no one there, just a big hole ripped in one of the side walls. What in Sam Hill is this crap? Did she even try the door? Looks like we got ourselves an inventive little gal. My ear presses to the wall to try to detect any movement. The walls are eerily silent. I've never had one do this before, but I've been around the block a time or two. If I know anything, it's the ins and outs of this house. Bailey made sure I did all the improvements myself. It was the closest we could get to being able to build a home. We're proud of it. My dad taught me a trick when I was younger. In a house, you can sometimes tell where the studs are by knocking on the walls. You knock till the hollow sound changes and bingo, there's your stud. He never told me if it worked for bodies in the walls, but I guess I never asked either. The logic checks out. I started to slowly walk down the hallway, knocking on every other inch of the wall. 7 knocks altogether. 5 short and close together with the last 2 spaced apart. Knock. 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 Finally, I reach our bedroom. If she disturbs Bailey's rest, she'll be punished. I'm halfway through my shave and haircut series of knocks when I hear a solid thud. I found you, my little mouse. I hear a slight gasp slip from in the wall. Without much other option, I slam my fist forward. I feel the drywall give way and crumble around them, along with the fabric just on the tips of my knuckles. She moves just out of reach before a nail snags her arm, slowing her enough for me to grab a hold. There's red spreading through the white cotton of her shirt. The nail must have gotten some skin, too. Mia stumbles toward the hole as I force to pull her through. I yank her to her feet and she starts screaming. she's gonna wake up Bailey. The contrast of her soft lips against my rough hands as I silence her is quite noticeable. This escalated quickly. She wasn't supposed to wake up yet. The sharp burning radiates through my palm as she bites down on my hand. Blood trickles down my fingers to the bedroom carpet. Great. One more thing I have to fix now.
Oh my god, what is that? What did you do to her?
She's frantically pointing at my wife's side of the bed. Who? You mean Bailey? She's my wife. There's nothing wrong with her. She was sleeping before you caused all this commotion. It's a miracle she hasn't woken her up already. Mia backs away until there's no space left behind her.
No. You're wrong. You're very wrong. People don't look like that. Christ, she's half melted into the bed, Wallace. You need to call someone out here. Your wife's passed long ago.
It's obvious what Mia's trying to do here, but I won't be distracted. Bailey isn't as young as she used to be, but there's no reason to say such cruel things about her. She's resting. She'll wake up when she's ready. In my periphery, I can see her trying to inch her way closer to the door. It's not gonna happen. Especially not after the things she said about Bailey. Our eyes meet for a moment. Then she breaks into a run. I catch her by her injured arm before she gets close enough to reach it. The shirt slips out of my grasp, causing Mia to trip. There's a sickening crack as her head ricochets off the bedpost. Her body slumps to the ground, quickly followed by a halo of deep breath. This wasn't how this was supposed to happen at all. She was supposed to stay alive and live here with me. I was gonna make it to where she got to like it here. There'd be no boyfriend looking for her, and whatever family she had would assume anything associated with her appearance was of his fault anyway. Nobody knew she was here. No one even acknowledged that she had needed help. It was all too perfect. I've lived to learn how to roll with the punches, and I am a gentleman after all. Mia can rest here with my wife, my two beauties. I know she'll wake up when she's ready. Well, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't that a fantastic creepypasta? If you enjoyed the story, I'm going to leave a link to it down below, so be sure to give the author some love. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, click subscribe, and the little bell so you can be notified when the next one pops up. And as always, my Darkness Militia, have a terrifying evening.